What I'm hearing from students is just a vulnerability and a transparency that I think is really beautiful. Students are asking the really hard questions. How do I take care of people? How do I remain being the kind of person that I want to be in the world when I'm told so many times a day not to do this or not to do that? So I'm just hearing from students like we're in a new time, and I want to stay grounded, I want to stay centered, I want to be my best self, and how do I go about doing that? You know, I would be the first one to tell you, like, technology is so overused in our day and time, except now, because I think the way that we can connect with the people that we love and the people that hold us up and hold us accountable and teach us the things in life that make life better spiritually and faith-filled are right at our fingertips. Between FaceTime, between Zoom, Google Hangouts, Skype. I've had more one-on-one interaction with students in that way because it's such an intentional way to connect. It's not just dropping by my office, it's, hey, Lee, I need 20 minutes. You know, what is the exact time that we can meet today? And then they're on my phone within 15 minutes. And so I think technology, taking full advantage of technology and not being ashamed of it and just saying, this is a beautiful gift that our world has now, and let's use it to connect in ways that may be more meaningful than we might use them on any other day, not in the midst of COVID. Fear is so real, right? And I think for us now more than ever, it feels like it's at the forefront of everything we do. My encouragement to students is take a step back and remember that fear is always with us. Of course, we're all fearful of coronavirus and COVID-19 and the long-term effects, any way that you look at it. And who's gonna get sick? Am I gonna get sick? Who's the people that I love that are gonna get sick? And all of that is right and valid. But fear is always with us. Fear is a way of life sometimes. And so if we weren't worried about COVID-19, we might be worried about the exam the next day, or who just broke up with us, or what's happening tomorrow, or if I lost a job the next day. And so I think maybe taking a step back and reframing the fear. That fear is always with us. It's how we approach the fear that makes the difference in our day-to-day lives. So what I would encourage students to do is, along with just taking a deep breath, do a centering exercise. Anytime you feel the anxiety or the fear of the unknown takes over, put your feet on the ground. Feel the ground underneath your feet. The only thing that we know for certain in this moment is that we feel the earth. The earth is underneath us. And then once we feel grounded for a minute, take a look around. Use your senses. What is it that I see? What can I see right in front of me? Right now I'm seeing the beautiful tulips on campus. That can ground me in the moment. That helps me breathe. What do I smell? You know, I smell the amazing Sodexo staff upstairs cooking meals for those of us who are here today. That's a beautiful sight to see other people working to make sure that other people have what they need. What can I touch? What can I feel? I can feel my own hands. I can feel this chair. It's okay for the moment. So you can do that 30, 40 times a day if that's what you need, but just take a couple of seconds to say, okay, I need to breathe. I need to remember that I am whole, I am here, I can feel and I can touch. And what comes to me next, I will embrace, I will honor, and I will deal. Those are my words of advice. I think for the students I've talked to, it's what's keeping them grounded. Kind of centering themselves every day, saying the God or the higher power or what unifies and solidifies my faith is not out there. It's not in a building. It's not in a small group. It's actually within us. It's within our souls. It's within our being. And so I think realizing that and giving the space to say, okay, right, I can reconnect with what grounds me and what gives me faith through all of this because it's within me. And we're so used to trying to find ways to connect outside ourselves, right? We need that one person. We need that one conversation. We need that prayer partner. We need this Bible study. And realizing all those are beautiful and well and whole, but knowing that the God that we serve or the higher power that we know is right here with us. And so it's a time to look inward versus outward, and that can be so powerful right now. Meditate. There's so many great apps. There's so many great YouTube videos. There's so many great links out there. You can just literally say, you know, how do I meditate for the first time? Breathing techniques. Every time you breathe in, what are you grateful for? Every time you breathe out, what do you want to let go of? Those are great tools. Yoga even has been really great in a spiritual practice for people. Being in prayer, and prayer can look so different. It can be by yourself on your knees. It can be screaming at the top of your lungs in your backyard. You know, God hears, our higher power hears everything we want to say. whenever we want to say it. Journaling, I've really encouraged a lot of my students to journal. It can be just a letter to their higher power or their foundation of faith. It can be a letter to themselves. It can be calling on the Holy Spirit. So really writing is a great avenue. Painting, having a blank canvas before you and saying, God, in this 20 minutes, I just want to create with you. Move through me, be with me, and let me see what's going on inside my soul that I might not even know that is there. So there's tons of tools out there. Give yourself the time and space to ask yourself, what's been missing in my own faith life that now more than ever I get to connect with that I might not have any other time. Well, a lot of our student organizations, a lot of that's what to do on TCU are trying to do Bible studies and their prayer and care hours just like they've always done with the Zoom and Skype, and which is all wonderful. But it's also a time to maybe, like I was saying earlier, get in touch with yourself to be able to say, what is missing? Who have I not talked to in a long time? Who's a family member that might be struggling more than I realized during this time? Who might need a letter? This morning our department volunteered with Meals on Wheels just to be able to connect and being a good human and being just a sense of security and a sense of peace for others. And I think given the time to figure out what that means to you is a way to do that and a way to encourage it. And I think it's also okay to say, I might not have Bible study today, and that's okay. My faith isn't going to be, changed because I didn't make that Bible study today because I have this new class to figure out, or I have this professor that wants to Zoom at this time. So also giving each other grace, and that starts with yourself. You have to be able to give yourself grace that my life is going to look different. And so we get to redefine what different looks like, and we get to be creative with that. So I think just taking it one day at a time and saying, today was enough, and tomorrow I'm going to do things different, and that's great too. I think a couple of different things. I think one is to be in prayer. One thing that is so true across all traditions and all faith is being in touch with your higher power and the spirit that you understand and know well. And I think being in prayer for our world, being in prayer for those that are hurting, keeping a check on your neighbors. There's this little house down the street from me that I haven't seen who lives there, and I just went and knocked on the door yesterday. I was like, maybe they need something. They were out of bread necks, and they didn't know when their next delivery was going to come from the other good neighbors around. And so I think maybe just becoming self-aware of your surroundings and small deeds, little tiny small deeds that don't seem that big in the long scheme are making huge differences right now. Being in touch not only with the people that we love and the people that are around us, and being in prayer. I think following the links that might already be coming up on your Facebook page and the things that you're already passionate about are really also kind of ahead of the curve, trying to figure out ways to be in tune and helping out. So I would still follow the same outlets that you always follow to be good humans in the world, and follow their leads as well. Yes, absolutely. So all of our campus ministries are still up and running and functioning. You can find links to all of our campus ministries on our Religious and Spiritual Life website. We are all moving virtually what we can. We're all available for phone calls. Some of our programs that we had going on campus are also going to look different. Those are all listed as well. Just take a couple of minutes and reach out to our website and kind of look around and see what might interest you. All chaplains are checking their email all day. You can click on any of our names and our links, and we'll be happy to get back in touch with you. Our Student Emergency Fund is up and running, and those are being answered daily. So if you have financial needs in this time of crisis, it's okay. We have resources for you. That information is on our website too. Please feel free to check that out, apply for it, and one of our chaplains will be back in touch with you as well. Breathe. We live in such a high-paced world, and TCU is no different. We are always on the go over everything here because we have so much to offer this world. We want to embrace so many things that are all around us. TCU is a campus full of go-getters and energy and effectiveness, and that's not changing just because we're home, but we're also home. And so I think to be able to step back and acknowledge we're not on campus, we're still connected to campus, but this is a time that we haven't been given. And although the reason is something that hurts our hearts, the reality is we still have time to breathe. And so I think to just take a step back and breathe and look yourself in the mirror and say, today's gonna be okay, I am well and I am good. I'm gonna graduate and I'm gonna be back on this campus, and it's just gonna be okay.